Hey everyone, I am Rob Murgatroyd and she's Kim Murgatroyd, and this is our podcast, The Jet Set Insider. For those of you that don't know who we are, we run a really cool website called jetsetlife.tv. We're just a regular couple that share an insane passion for boutique travel, and now we are taking our travels to the podcast world, and we're sharing fun stories and travel tips and embarrassing videos and taking you on the inside of our travels around the world. And today we have a really cool show. Kim is going to tell you what we're going to talk about.
All right, so this week we have a New York City theme because we spent our New Year's Eve few days in the Big Apple, and we have some fun stuff to share with you guys. So this week's clip of the week, we're going to watch how we accidentally got caught in the middle of a bar fight. That one's going to be good. In our What Do You Think segment, you're going to watch you're going to hear the story about how Rob fights with a really shitty boutique hotel owner.
This guy was an asshole.
And you're going to see who wins. In our Really segment, you're going to watch a little video on how our New Year's Eve party gets hijacked.
That was funny.
That was fun. And then in our Airmail segment, you're going to find out who was right in last week's headphone debate.
It was me. It was me, in case anybody wants to know. What else? Anything else? Are we talking about anything else?
Yes. And we're also going to talk about how a listener talked us into waiting 2 hours for ramen noodles.
This dude is unbelievable.
And I didn't even know that ramen noodles are like 10 cents, in the store.
I can't wait. I can't wait to talk about this guy. All right, so I guess first what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what's our first one? Clip of the week.
Yes.
Okay. So how we got caught into a bar fight. So Kim, set this thing up.
All right.
How did this thing happen?
Okay, so we were in the meatpacking district of New York City, and we were just kind of walking around shopping and hitting Scoop. We always love to hit Scoop New York there.
Promotional consideration provided by Scoop New York City. Ding.
I only wish they paid us for that. Anywho.
You remember the time I met...
Tangent.
The time I met Donnie Deutsch and attacked him at Scoop?
Yeah.
That's a story.
We could use that one for a different segment.
Let's go on.
All right, so back to the bar fight. It is the middle of New Year's Eve day, and we are walking around the meatpacking district, and we see this bar that kind of looks like a biker bar from the outside called Hogs and Heifers. Great name. And we know we have a party coming up that night, so we probably shouldn't be in a bar at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but we had to go in. We had to see what it was because everyone's laughing, and there's quite a commotion coming from there. So
let me be honest, okay? As I was walking by, I looked to my right and I see two chicks in bikinis tending bar on New Year's Eve.
Tending bar or dancing on the bar?
Well, at the moment they were tending bar, but they later were dancing on the bar. So I mean, I'm just a journalist. I had to go inside and find out what the hell was going on.
You're just a red-blooded American.
For those of you that know New York City, this is, I call everything the Lower East Side. So what was it exactly?
I already told them.
Okay, you told them.
Meatpacking. So anyway, should we get to the clip?
Yeah, but it's across the street from the Standard Hotel, just to give you an idea.
Anything else?
Yeah, you want to do
the... Do you want me to pull up a Google map for you?
Sorry, let me get something out of my eye. Do you want to...
Here, do you want me to help you with that?
Do you want to show the clip first and then talk about it?
Yeah, let's show the clip.
All right.
No, get the fuck out of here unless you're drinking no pictures. Sorry.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Fucking ugly bitch. Raise your hand if you think I'm ugly.
That couldn't have been more perfect.
I may be a bitch, but you can't say I'm ugly.
When we walked in there, these two girls were literally making fun of every single person that walked in there. I mean, Four Eyes, an old guy is Hey Silver Fox, but in a
right up to the line. They came right up to the line and dipped one toe on the other side of the mean line.
And it was like we were sitting there, and I don't know how these girls didn't make fun of the four of us coming in, because she made fun of everybody.
Maybe she did and we just didn't know
Maybe,
it.
yeah, maybe so. So we walked in, and now we're rolling with it.
We're part of the party.
So I'm really, just to give you an idea of how this bar works. Imagine that you walk in, like Kim said, it's completely a biker bar, okay? So the girl behind the bar in the bikini top and her partner in crime, I think, were completely loaded, okay? Or definitely on their way. And it was noon, okay? Yeah. She's got a dial that will control the music in the bar. So every time she wants to talk, she takes the dial, shuts the music off, and then takes a megaphone, is that what they call it? And starts like talking to whoever she wants to talk. Like, hey, old lady, hey, old man, hey, four-eye, whatever she wanted to say, she just blasted out, and then she'd go back and put it on. Then she would hear a song that she likes, and she would take the other girl, and they would climb up on the bar, and they would start dancing, okay? Well, I said to her, is it okay with you if I take some pictures? Now, at this point, we're buying drinks. Is it okay with you if I take some pictures or if I take some videos? And she kind of like looks at me like half drunk, and she goes, no pictures, no videos. So I was like, okay, cool. So we're not going to do it. I don't know if my wife heard it, but she wound up actually taking a video.
No, so we had this thing that we were going to shoot for our New Year's Eve thing. We had a little video we're going to be doing, and every time we had a cocktail, we went Happy New Year's, and it became funny, so we started recording every single one, and we want to kind of make a little montage, if you will, of them back to back. So here we are in Hogs and Heifers, and we're ready to do a Happy New Year's with our drinks, and that's the video that happened.
So if you listen, like we're literally ready to go happy. If you watch my face, you'll see I go, and then this girl just goes off
on that guy.
Well, we kept the camera. It was an iPhone. We kept the iPhone rolling, and if you listen to her,
it's hysterical.
At the very end, you can rewind this podcast. If you listen to her, there was a girl that walks in, and she made a nasty comment to the girl. Well, the girl gives it right back to her, and the girl goes, "Ugly bitch." And then and then you hear everybody in the bar go, "Oh," because nobody has ever talked back to this girl. So the girl talks back to her, and the bartender talks back to the girl, and she says, you can call me a bitch, but I'm certainly not ugly. Does anybody in this room think I'm ugly? And I'm sitting there, I'm going, oh my God.
This was one of those crawl under a chair moments.
So
that was our video.
So you definitely need to check out. It's called Hogs and Heifers.
It's just for fun.
It's just for fun.
It's not hip. It's not chic. It's not any of those things, but it's stupid fun.
So what I want you to do before I tell this story, and Kim's going to tell it, listen to it and write into us. And you guys have been amazing at writing in. Yeah. Continue to write in. The email is heyjetset@gmail.com.
And tell us who's right.
All right. So when we arrive, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. I call the front desk and I said, hey, look, the Wi-Fi doesn't work. Can you send somebody up? And now it's not right when we arrived. This was later on that night.
This was at 10 p.m.
At 10 o'clock, sorry. So 10 o'clock, the Wi-Fi doesn't work, and the guy says, I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'll reset the router and see if it can work. So he reset the router, it still doesn't work. As time goes on, it gets worse.
He came to our room, he tried it himself, it didn't work.
So he says, okay, call tech support. I'm gonna connect you with tech support. Talk to tech support.
They're going to call you. Now it's 12:30, okay? In the morning.
He outsources tech support, and some guy calls me back. Guy was totally nice. He couldn't figure it out, doesn't know what's going on. Finally, we were crashed and was tired, and I said, okay, I'm not going to spend the night dealing with Wi-Fi. It's not really that important to me, so whatever. So we go to bed. So I wake up the next morning, and he said, did you get the Wi-Fi to work? I said, no, I was on the phone until 12:30 with your tech support. It still doesn't work. And he said, well, I don't really know what's going on with it because everybody else does not have any computer issues and it's fine. Now, I happened to overhear somebody walking up to the front desk saying, did you get the computer working? Because my Wi-Fi still doesn't work. But I didn't say anything. I just let it go. Okay.
Well, you're forgetting the part where they told us it was our hardware and there was no problem in the hotel. And they have diagnosed it as our hardware is not working. I have a brand new Mac laptop. He has an iPad and an iPhone. None of them are working. So it would be it's the Murgatroyd hardware that doesn't work.
Just didn't work. I mean, just nothing was working.
Then we spoke to our friend and his didn't work either.
Okay, so whatever. It's the Wi-Fi. It's not working. They did, and to put something in their category, he went above
Here's
and
the
beyond.
positive.
Here's the positive. He went above and beyond. And he went to Apple and he bought an airport modem.
This is the general manager.
The general manager. He bought an airport modem to see if he can get the Wi-Fi to work. Of course, it did nothing because the problem was not. It was just like I couldn't even understand how they didn't understand what the problem was. So he eventually said to me, yes, there is a problem with the Wi-Fi. We don't know what it is. It's only affecting Max. You're involved. By the way, I do a hell of a lot better with the truth. Tell me the truth. We don't know what's work. I can deal with it.
Instead of blaming our hardware.
All right. So, let's put that on hold for a second.
So here's what they did. They gave us free Wi-Fi. Guess what? Holiday Inn gives you free Wi-Fi. Most of the amazing boutique hotels in the world are no longer nickel and diming you to begin with the $19 a day for the Wi-Fi.
She means internet. They didn't give us free Wi-Fi. They gave us free internet because
internet.
They brought an Ethernet cord, and so we had to be tethered to the cord.
The next day.
The next
Not
day.
even that night.
Okay, so whatever. So right now you're saying, oh God, look at these two divas talking about their Wi-Fi and their fancy hotel. Okay, so
whatever. We have an internet business, and they're emailing us wondering why we're not responding.
There you go. There
Hello,
you go. That's the
my
reason.
job.
All right. So now I'm like, okay, I'm done with this thing. We're in New York. We're gonna have a good time. And we're gonna party. So I come back to the room, and I think it's is it the day before New Year's Eve? Is that when it was with the heat? Okay. So we come back one night.
Yeah.
Or no, it was New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Morning.
We come back at, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning.
No. See, he doesn't tell stories right. I don't know what you people think.
Tell me.
In the morning, New Year's Eve morning, it was really hot in our room from the night before. It was like 80 degrees.
Right.
So we called downstairs. They sent somebody up to fix it, the maintenance people. They came up and they said, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. Don't worry, we're going to get it fixed. We'll set it to 70 degrees. So he did whatever he said he was going to do, and we were walking out the door. So we left. We come back later, and it's 72, I would say. I said, okay, well, it's starting to cool down, all right? We go out for the night, New Year's Eve. We come in from our party and everything. It's 87 degrees in our room.
Okay, so now it's boiling.
And you can't make it go down.
It's in the middle of the winter, okay, in New York. It's boiling in the room. The guy had just been there, and he said, we fixed the problem. We're very sorry, Mr. Murgatroyd. It's all fixed. You're good to go. So I said, okay, great. So we come back in. It's 87 degrees, and the heat is blowing. Like we're lit up from partying. We're having a great night. The room is boiling. So I call downstairs to the same guy with the internet, and I was like, I got another problem.
The poor night manager.
And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, remember the air conditioning? And he's like, yeah. He said, it's not fixed. I go, no, not only is it not fixed, it's 87 degrees. So he comes upstairs and he goes,
wow, this is really hot.
I don't really know what to tell you. Open the windows. Now, we're in Manhattan. We're on the street. It's New Year's Eve. And he wants me to open the friggin' windows. And it's winter. So he wants me to open. I said,
sleep like that all night.
I said, you have no solution other than to tell me to open the windows. You can't even. I said, how about just shutting it off? He said, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, dude, you're in like a 5-star high-end boutique hotel. You don't have an engineer, nobody that can shut the heat off? He's like, open the window. So we had to go to sleep with the windows open.
And the heat blaring.
New Year's Eve, the heat blowing on us, the freezing cold window outside, and the sounds of traffic.
And noise and screaming.
Going to bed at 4 in the morning where you want to get that beautiful sleep because you've been out partying all night, okay? The next morning, I call to the front desk. The guy's still there. And I said, look, I need to speak to somebody because this needs to be handled. He said, well, Mr. Murgatroyd, we're going to comp you for last night. I was like, dude, look, I have had nothing but problems. Oh, by the way, while he was in there.
Hold on. It's even better. Can I tell this?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's in our room. Rob's pulls out the bottom drawer to put like his pants away or whatever it was. We had our robes on and the drawer falls down. And we're like, this drawer, we called 3 days ago, and every time we open the drawer, it falls like basically on your feet. We're like, why hasn't this been fixed? He's like, I'm really sorry. I raised my arm in my robe that they provide. I raised my arm to say something, and Rob goes, oh my God, points at it. I have a hole this big in the armpit of my robe, which honestly really embarrassed me because I didn't know what else in that area was showing, and the guy was in there and I hadn't noticed it before. I was like, what the hell is going on? I felt like I was in I felt like I was being punked.
Okay, so now we got Wi-Fi is not working, multiple calls, can't figure out how to work, the most basic thing that a coffee shop can
do. And they finally
okay?
admitted that there was many people that couldn't get on Wi-Fi.
We have the heat that won't shut off on New Year's Eve. We've got a robe with a big hole in it. We got drawers that's not being... So I said to the guy, I said, look, I appreciate you comping last night. That's great. It was the most expensive night of the trip. That's great. But to be very honest with you, like we travel all around the world, this experience has been so bad on so many levels, day after day after day, that I want the stay, which is 4 days, comped. Now, he said, well, I can't do that. And
well, they can't do, no manager there can do anything. They can't make a decision without contacting shitty boutique hotel owner.
So now he says, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the owner of the hotel call you. So I was like, okay, satisfaction, right? Mick Jagger. I'm going to be able to get satisfaction. Calls up and he says, hi.
Because let me preface this with one thing.
Yeah.
They have a commercial that plays on their, oh God, I wish we had that commercial. I wish we taped it.
The commercial is everything you think.
It's like, let us know if you have an issue. Our staff is here to help you. We pride ourselves on
and
going
it's like
above and
it's like the owner doing it
in the commercial. And so that guy's not the guy you get.
All right, so this guy calls me back and he says, Mr. Murgatroyd, hi, I understand that there's an urgent phone call and what's wrong? And I said, do you want me to explain the story to you again, or have they filled you in on it? He said, yes, I've been hearing this. Now he's got a tone in his voice, right? He said, yes, I've been involved with this I've been dealing with this every single day. I said, oh, you've been dealing with it. I've been living in it and paying you. You're dealing with it? He said, we've comped your night. What else do you want? I said, I think the whole stay should be comped. He said, I completely disagree. And I said, why? He said, one night is enough. And I said, do you understand that the Wi-Fi doesn't work, that the drawers are coming out, that there's holes in the robe, that I've had to deal with this for 3 days, that I had to sleep all night with heat? He said, yes, I've heard it all, and you're going to get one night. And I said, listen, if this was my hotel, he said, excuse me, it's not your hotel. It's my hotel. My fucking blood was boiling. I said to him, listen, the reason why people write these reviews on TripAdvisor, and he cut me off, and he said, whoa, 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 whoa. If you're going to threaten me with TripAdvisor, that's not going to play with me.
Isn't that what TripAdvisor's for?
He says, if you're not, are you telling me that you're not going to pay your invoice? Just like that. And I said, I didn't say I wasn't going to pay my invoice. I said to you, I think you should comp it. And he said, I don't. Do we have anything else to deal with here? I hung up the phone and I went, I got it. I got it. In every other hotel that I've been in, the manager has been able to make a decision. In this hotel, because of this guy, everybody's afraid of him because he's a bulldozer, mean man. Okay, so worse. And I'm going to send this to him too, so he can watch it.
And you want to know something funny? Consequently, New Year's Eve in New York, right? It's got to be billions of people coming in, right? They always talk about how it's the craziest place. New Year's Eve, we overheard as we were getting ready to leave, the people at the front desk offering discount rates for people if they wanted to come that night and stay, or the day before, or like whenever it was that we heard that. So he wasn't even full. Now I get why he wasn't full.
Oh, by the way, when we checked out, we look on our bill and
and they charged us for the Apple airport. I went, oh my God, did you really charge us for the airport modem that we didn't ask for?
Right.
What the hell? And they said, did you leave it in the room? I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me?
I was like,
if you left it in the room, then we'll take it off your bill.
I was like, this is unbelievable. So here's the question. Obviously, you only heard one side.
But feel free, Mr. Shitty Hotel Owner, to write in with your side. Because we laid it out exactly. What you gave us, what you didn't do, what you did. And you can go yourself.
Right in. I like that.
You made me mad. People, when they're mean to you.
I know.
Ooh,
my wife, the claws come out.
Claws come out.
So send us an email to heyjetset@gmail.com and tell us if you think that we're being divas and one night is enough, or tell us if you think that if it were you, you'd get the whole thing comped or some alternative to either.
Absolutely.
In our next segment, this is called Really, Really. Kim, you want to set this one up?
Okay. So we go to an amazing nightclub, New Year's Eve, One Oak. Love, love, love One Oak in New York. It's small, it's intimate, great music, cool vibe, great crowd. On a normal night, New Year's Eve was amazing as well. So we're there, we have a table with our friends, and we're hanging out. And, the whole New Year's Eve is centered around, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year, and that whole thing. So we're sitting around our table. We have, some champagne. We're getting ready to go. We happen to notice on our phones that it's like 2 minutes to midnight. So we start pouring the champagne, and we're waiting for the DJ, and it never happens. So we did our own, cheers, Happy New Year's Eve, kisses all around. 10 minutes later, the DJ goes, "Oh, God, we missed the New Year's. Sorry." But I don't even know his name, new rapper, who what I know about him is he has a list like this long of people he wants to thank, and that his album drops Tuesday. So that's all I know about said rapper at One Oak. But he basically hijacked our New Year's, and we have a little video to show for it.
So take a look at this video, and then I'll explain it to you.
Okay, so for $5 million a table, they missed the fucking countdown for New Year's. So we're just doing it randomly. We're just gonna do it whenever. There we are. 5, 4.
Get a hand in the air. Sit down right here, buddy. Sit right there. Sit right there, see? Oh, you want to sit? I got the closest niggas in the world. Tell me, in this section right here, this is not just music, friends. I got the love of my life. I got my niggas here with me. This is a
We don't know what he's saying. We don't know what he's talking about. Stay with us. Stand by.
2011 had my first #1 record. 2011. Me and my nigga Lil Chief from Southside.
Don't use that word.
Hip-hop game and became them new moguls in the game to be reckoned with. 2011, my best friend in the world, my cousin, came from overseas, sacrificing his dream to be a part of mine. 2011, I took my nigga Muhammad off the streets, and he working, he doing this thing in the motherfucking industry, and be all the team to be reckoned with. 2011, my nigga Black Cobain, did his motherfucking thing. Even if
My
you
baby
don't get
daddy,
to the freshman,
my mama.
you all motherfucking freshmen.
Everybody, I want to thank God.
2011.
My Uncle Louie.
2011,
Uncle
I took my
Beto.
nigga, he was on tour with
Uncle
Idris Elba,
Mookie.
he was on tour with JSI, and my nigga, if you believe in this
And then
BLO shit, this hip-hop shit,
Tiesto.
I need you to roll with me. I gave my nigga
Avicii
West a
Oscar.
shot, and he been the best tour
Catch me.
manager ever since. 2011, all
David
my niggas
Guetta.
here, we got a lot of motherfucking money. 2011,
Oh, God almighty.
2011, there was a nigga that I met backstage at a motherfucking concert. Rip off so to come backstage and film my shit. He been my cameraman, one of my best homies ever since. My nigga John J over there, my nigga Black Cobain, he found love 2000. Hey look, my nigga G, my nigga Vic, I love y'all niggas West. We did it, BLA, DC, New York City, I hope you fucking with me. Let's do this
Wake up.
together.
Happy New Year.
7, 6, 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
The guy, goes on and on and on, doesn't even notice that he's missed midnight. Kim is like, is he really doing this? Is it? So this goes on and on and on.
He thanked as you heard, he was thanking everyone, I think from the taxi driver that drove him there to the cousin he hasn't seen in 10 years. And I get it. You're really, really excited. But dude, you celebrated New Year's Eve, midnight at 12:25.
So that is the first time we've ever actually had a midnight where there was not a countdown
For New Year's
at
Eve.
midnight. And the guy, after he did all of his My Album drops, goes 10, 9. I'm like, you can't pick when New Year's comes.
I mean, I guess it's always New Year's somewhere, but it was pretty funny.
I guess so.
It was a funny experience.
But speaking of funny experiences, we didn't plan on talking about this, but I think I need to mention this.
All right.
I had a waitress that I think was kind of fond.
Oh, no. This is going into a different... Mm-mm.
You don't even want
This
to...
is going to be a teaser. I am going to uncover. I went undercover in the New York City club scene. at the racket that is done by these waitresses at the tables to get you to buy extra bottles. That's going to be your teaser. Stay tuned. It's like Dateline. I feel like the guy that does To Catch a Predator. Because that's basically what she was, quite honestly.
Okay, I will tell you this. I believe that this waitress, this cocktail girl,
she was into you?
I think she was into me.
You and every other guy at a table.
This is going to be for next week. I think we got some video there, and we'll put it together.
Oh, we do.
All right, so you guys have been mailing into us, and you've been giving us amazing comments. And so last week we did a Who's Right on Rob's headphones. Should he have spent $500 on headphones?
When he has 600 pairs.
And we got a lot of comments on that.
Most of them were in favor of me.
Most of them agreed with me.
No.
But our favorite comment is from Justin. I don't know how you say his last name. I think it's Viral. It's not viral. It's he said I could say his last name. I asked him. VERRALL. And you can follow him on Twitter at SlimJV, like John Victor. SlimJV. And his website is operationslimjv.com. It's a new website, so he's just kind of putting it up. But anyway, he sent in an email, and it was the fairest one I heard. He gave us a big, long explanation, and at the end of it, he said 1 point for Rob's quest for awesome sounds.
And 1 point for Kim taking notice of Rob's ridiculous, and I love this phrase, earbud cemetery. They're not just earbuds, by the way. They're headphones of all shapes and sizes.
He didn't mean ridiculous. He said ridiculous.
No, he wrote it.
But he probably, you know what happened? It's spelled correct. He tried to write Robert, and ridiculous came out. You know how it does that.
Yeah, no.
I want to talk to you a little bit about someone that I have got to. I don't have permission to say his name, so I won't. I'll say his first name.
But you know who you are.
You know who you are. His name is Paul. And Paul from New York City. After we did our last podcast telling people we were going to New York, and our last blog post telling people we were going, I put up my itinerary of what I was doing. And he very politely said, it's great, but you know, there's some other things that I want to encourage you to do. Now, being the traveler that we are, and maybe insert diva that I am, I want a certain standard. I don't want fancy white tablecloth, and I don't want McDonald's. I want something that's hip, trendy, cool, different, hidden, secret.
But with good food.
And
good service, nice people, whatever.
So when I get a recommendation from somebody, I always close one eye and look at it. Is it like no knock to the fat housewife from Michigan, but is she telling me?
Why is she your guy? It's kind of like the redheaded stepchild. Why is that okay?
I don't know. But I want to get advice from somebody who knows. So when I get this, unsolicited email out of nowhere, I look and I go, is this going to be any good? And he gave me a recommendation, and I was like, okay. And then I looked at it, and the reviews were really good. So then I looked at another, and then through an exchange of about, 5, 6, 7 emails, he literally dialed in and tweaked my entire New York itinerary.
And it was amazing.
This guy is I am so lucky. I got to tell you, we are incredibly lucky when it comes to the people that we connect with through Jet Set Life. We've not met any losers. We've met cool people.
Really great people.
So he gave me some places for arepas, not to be confused with a rapist. Arepas, right? This is from, I did that pretty good.
Yeah.
Arepas.
Say Caracas.
Caracas.
That's the name of the restaurant.
Oh, it's called Caracas, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a Venezuelan little spot.
In the East Village, I believe.
Yep, he gave us a spot called Butter Lane for cupcakes.
Did we eat at the Arepas bar twice?
3 times.
3
times.
3 times the charm.
3 times.
It was amazing.
He gave us, I didn't know that Robert De Niro had a hotel in the Village, and he gave us that restaurant.
Tribeca.
In Tribeca. Everything's the Village. In Tribeca.
No, everything's the Lower East Side too.
Which is called Loconda Verde.
Which was, New Year's Eve was amazing.
What was really cool about Loconda Verde, by the way, for those people that are into Entourage, one of the cast members of Entourage, Ari Gold's wife.
No.
Girlfriend. Girlfriend, not the one he was married to.
Not
the one
a
he
good
was.
Storytelling day.
ate dinner next to us, and that was kind of really cool. He gave us a restaurant called Babo, which I knew. Actually, no, he didn't give us. We knew about Babo, and we had dinner next to Mayor Bloomberg, which was another little celebrity spotting, which is kind of cool. And one of the places he gave us was called Ippudo, New York, which is a ramen noodle place. And if you've never eaten ramen noodles before,
that don't come from that thing, that dried noodle that is 10 cents.
The styrofoam thing?
Yeah.
With the top that you pull
off? The one
off?
that everybody buys and gives for canned food drives because it's the cheapest and counts as the most.
Right.
Yeah, not that one.
So he
this
said... This
is like real Japanese ramen.
He said, you might have to wait an hour. Just give him your name and it's worth it. So I get in, it's New Year's Eve.
No,
and
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, and it's...
Actually, it's not. Just kidding. It was the Monday. It was a Monday afternoon.
Couple days
Random.
after.
We were
after.
like, oh, it's Monday afternoon. Who's there?
The place is packed.
Yeah.
By packed, I mean like literally, you're literally standing in the lobby like this, trying to. You have to wait online to put your name in or in line.
That's so New York of you.
It's a New York thing online to put your name, and the guy said to me it's 2 hours. So I was like, 2 hours? Really? He said, yep, 2 hours. So we had a flight that was late that night, and he said it's worth it, and every place he's given us has been good. And by the way,
all of these people are waiting to eat there. So
and New Yorkers are funny people about food. I mean, like there's
so many options.
There's so many options.
So we decided to go for cupcakes first.
Yep.
And we walked from there to the East Village and back. This was towards, I think, NYE.
Then after cupcakes,
right?
We called.
And they weren't ready for us.
Still not ready.
I think he actually said to you, you were here 25 minutes ago, sir.
It's exactly what he said. It's exactly what he said.
So, not ready.
And then we went to, you remember?
Milk Bar.
Milk Bar.
Mama Fuku's Milk Bar.
Which I didn't get. It was okay.
It was whatever.
Whatever.
And that was for a cookie. Apparently, they also have a ramen bar, but the Milk Bar has like cookies and pastries. So then we went for a cookie. This is really helpful. Now I've had a cupcake and a cookie. And so my sugar is really high, but I've had no food in my body yet.
So we make our way back to the ramen bar, and we get there, and the
we
guy
still have like a half hour.
And still have a half hour, okay? So I was like, I'm invested. Now I'm invested, and I want to do this.
Yeah.
So Paul had given me a list. He said, there's less than a 1% chance that you won't like this place. And I went, okay. He said...
And his other recommendations were so dead on.
Dead on.
So we were waiting 2 hours. Would have waited 3.
Would have waited 3. So I get in, and I ordered exactly what he told me to order with an egg on top. Okay?
It's a ramen soup with vegetables and I think pork, and you toss in an egg. He had some sake. We had pork buns, which if someone could write in and tell me what the bun of a pork bun is in that restaurant. It's like this squishy thing, but it was really, I don't eat pig, but I did that day because it was, pretty much all they had.
It was insane.
And it was amazing. So
it was insane. So the pork buns were amazing. The ramen noodles were amazing.
The vibe is amazing. It's chaos outside, but inside it's like cool, vibey, but like they greet you in Japanese, and the wait staff has codes that they yell in Japanese to let them know, what table's ready and all of this stuff. It's just it's a culture that they have created there.
It's really incredible. And I ordered a sake, and I finished the sake comes in like a square, and it's got the glass of sake in this like square thing. So I drank the sake, and I asked the waitress for another one. She comes back, and she says she takes the square out, and she pours what's in the square back into the sake glass, and she goes, here you go. And I go, what the hell is that? She said, we over pour the drink, and what's left, you can have more. So I was like, what? It's so genius. You know what I mean?
And you know what else was cool? There's some and I don't know the phrase. Excuse my Japanese is a little rusty. But if you have some soup left, but you've eaten all the noodles, you can ask for more noodles by saying a certain phrase, and they come over and they put a noodle ball in your thing, and you can have more noodles. It's just a cool, fun spot.
It's called Ippudo, IPPUDO, New York. Google it.com.
Absolutely worth it.
Totally worth it. Well, listen, we don't want to take any more time here because we've gone long. I'm trying to keep these things to a half hour. But
he rambles.
But I ramble. I want to take a sec to thank everybody for leaving the comments in iTunes. It's been pretty overwhelming. Here's my goal. My goal with this show, our goal with this show, but mine really.
Thanks for including me.
Mine really.
I'm just like a sidekick.
No, you're not. You're not built this way.
I'm like you're driving a car. You're driving the motorcycle, and I'm that thing on the side.
Honey, you are the. If you are, then you are the hot thing on the side.
I'm the thing on the. Can I be the chick on the side?
The chick on. I got one on the way, and my chick on the side.
I don't think that's how that goes.
I think it is.
He makes up words, but go ahead.
Anywho, I want to beat Rick Steves. Rick Steves has the #1 travel show. I love Rick. I learn a lot from him, but let's be honest. It's a PBS show, and PBS is not all that interesting. Interesting.
It is interesting.
A little.
You don't have to. Don't be mean to him.
I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying.
The golden rule. The golden rule.
Do unto others.
You can still beat him, but you don't have to knock him. He's great.
The golden rule.
Thank you.
Do unto Rick Steves as you would have Rick Steves do unto you. Love Rick, and I listen to him all the time, but I want to beat him. I want to be the #1 travel show that's out there. I believe that we are a travel show for the contemporary traveler, and I'd like you to help me. So one of the ways that I need your help is to actually go to iTunes, make a comment, and give us a review. 5 stars. 5 stars. And have 6.
You know that hotel owner is like gonna have every member of his family give you 1 star, right?
I know he is. Ladies and germs, that's all we have for today. We will see you on the next show. I am Robert Victor Anthony Murgatroyd signing out.
And I am Kimberly Murgatroyd.
Goodbye.
See you later.